What's up there, Misfit? Welcome to Pages of Ascension, of course. Welcome back if you've been hanging out with your girl for a little bit. Alright, so this is the Shadowscope reading for the sign of Scorpio, okay? So Scorpios, if you've already looked at your regular reading, welcome to your Shadowscope, okay? I hope that you guys like these readings. You know, I don't know, I was just thinking about this before I pressed record on the camera. How, this idea of personal growth and shadow work and looking to the deepest parts of self, into those little corners that we don't necessarily like to access of ourselves, it shouldn't be such this heavy thing, because it's like once you address these things you feel so much lighter. So I don't know, I just felt the need to say that to y'all. Anyways, so a little bit of a disclaimer before I get started here, and that is because these are Shadowscopes, sometimes there can be sensitive themes or topics, or sometimes even triggering topics that can come up in these readings, okay? So if you do not feel like you are in a place emotionally or mentally to be able to handle the potential that some message like that might come out, I would suggest saving this reading for another time when you feel you are ready, okay? This particular reading can be found in the Scorpio playlist on my page, okay? So, with that said, gonna go ahead and move forward to the fine print. Alright, so I am an adult. I do use adult language, okay? So if that's something that you're uncomfortable with, this is a good time to exit stage left. No hard feelings, just means I'm probably not the reader for you, okay? Plenty of really kick-ass people here on YouTube. I am sure you can find someone who uses the language that you prefer, okay? And as far as pronouns are concerned, go ahead and go with what you resonate as, okay? This is an inclusive channel. And, ooh, it looks like you're gonna have a wild card reading too. Alright, and of course, last but not least, if you are looking for a personal reading or would like to dig into your own shadow in a more privatized reading, you can actually head to my website. Should be at the bottom of your screen. It'll take you to POACreator.com, and go ahead and check that out or poke around and see if there's anything else that sticks out to you, okay? I do actually want to mention that I do have a personalized dark night reading, which is intended to cover those who are going through the dark night of the soul, as well as those who are in the process of shadow work, okay? So it covers both of those. Alrighty. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Ooh. So, Scorpios. We got some wild card action here for you with the title card. Now, this isn't necessarily trickster energy like the other title card, which I consider to be a joker, that actually came up in Aries reading, which was interesting. Taurus reading was a little bit more interesting. Energetic wise, really had to ground after that one. But with this particular card, I look at it as divine intervention. Okay, so this reading is effectively going to give you a decent overview of energies that might be working, or that you might, you know, be choosing to work with throughout this shadow season. But how that's going to play out and how that healing is going to take place is very much divinely guided. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So with that said, it looks like we are looking at emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness. Now, I do not know at this time, based on the cards on the table, whether this has to do with love, but I do feel like there is a massive decision that needs to be made, and you're a little stuck right now, okay? So let's go ahead and look at what the theme or main topic is for you. I'm not actually surprised to see this at all. So the situation at play is walk your truth. So, try to avoid the glare here. There we go. So I just have to turn at this angle. So, walk your truth. Now, with this coming up, I feel like this is specifically talking about maybe somewhere within your emotional world where you may have made some concessions. Okay, and again, this is not necessarily involved with love. It can just be, it can be in friendships, it can be in a job, you know, that you've been working and you've just been kind of, in essence, kind of giving your power away because you haven't spoke your truth. And for some of you, this could even be kind of a going with the crowd thing where you haven't been walking in your truth because you've been trying to keep up with other people who are around you in this need to want to feel accepted by them. Okay. And here's the thing, Scorpio, people who truly see who you are, who love you for who you are not going to ask you to act like anything but yourself. So if you're surrounded by people right now who want you to make the concessions and not be who your most authentic person is, then those are not people that need to be in your life, period. No ifs, ands, or buts, period. Okay? You should always be able to walk and speak your truth with people who are truly meant to be in your life. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you the cards and then we're going to move on to the clarifiers. All right, so you've already seen this bad boy. Here is our title card, just wild card. And then you got the Three of Cups. So that's where this emotional happiness that you're seeking is coming in. However, your third card is the Hangman. So there's something there's something that's not quite sitting right, is what it feels like for you. All right, so let's see what that is. Bust out with the Kippa. I don't know why I like to do that funny voice every time I say Kipper, but you know, gotta keep it fancy. So let's see what we've got here. Can we clarify the title card, please? Perfect. I don't know why this card keeps coming up. Okay. So clarifying the title card, we've got adjudication and marriage. So for some of you, we are looking at a divorce. Okay, that's what this feels like. Okay, that's tough. Now, how this plays out, again, there's only so much clarification I'm going to be able to give you when this particular title card comes out, because it's the divine has its hands in this situation. So it's very muted what I'm allowed to see in order to tell you. And I'm pretty sure my guides have figured out at this point that if they show me, I am going to speak it. So there's some things they just don't show me because they don't want me speaking on it, okay? Still learning that whole discretion thing. Whatevs. So, I feel like this does have to do with a divorce. I don't know if this is yours or someone else's, but somehow you are involved in this, okay? Now, landing under the Three of Cups is message of concern and toil and labor, okay? So I do feel like this message that's coming through has to do with this divorce. I am picking up that. Now, Three of Cups would normally be a card of celebration, okay? However, because message of concern and toil and labor are landing on top of this card, I feel like this is not celebration. It's not quite mourning, but it's that in-between state of you're not really happy, but you're not really like sad. That's super basic way to like say it, but that's what I'm picking up. It's giving me almost kind of like a bittersweet vibe. Okay. So you could be hearing about the divorce of someone and it's like, and again, I'm just going to throw out an example because that's how I do things on this channel, okay? Doesn't mean that the situation that I'm throwing out necessarily fits anyone in particular, but it's the energy that is coming through, okay? So this could be a scenario where, like, you have a friend, okay? And you love this friend like they're like the besties of besties, and you just want what's best for them, and they have been stuck in a marriage, a partnership that has not been serving their highest good. You can see the change in this person. You can see how it's been affecting them emotionally, mentally, physically, and so on. You get the message from them that there's a divorce happening or a split in this partnership. It's going to court, things are being separated, you know, and it's like part of you is really happy because your friend is being set free from the situation that was making them miserable in the first place, that they may not have necessarily recognized before this happened, okay? But at the same time, you recognize that it's going to be a lot of work for this person to get to a level of happiness again and to find themselves again because of this. So you're wanting to celebrate because they're free, but you're also sad because you know how much pain they're in. Okay, so there's my example of that. All right, so a little bittersweet. And again, this could be you. This could be you. You're going through a divorce, and it's, you know, you're happy because it's finally over, but you're also sad because it's over. You know, and that's one of the things, like, especially if it's in a divorce that's something resemble amiable, okay? It's like both of you are happy that you're going to be able to move on and grow, you know, with other parts of your life, but it doesn't necessarily make it hurt any less that you guys can't grow together, okay? So falling under the hangman and mature woman, excuse me, falling under the hangman is pathway and mature woman. So I would say that this is a long-term partnership, and obviously at this point it's looking like love. I'm not getting anything else from this. For some people, we could possibly be talking about a job, but I feel like that's a lot less likely. If the job is involved in any way in this situation, I think the job may have come in between the partnership and triggered this divorce, okay? But, you know, this is feeling like the two of you, or the two of these people, because there is a chance that this is something happening outside of you. I don't normally get that with the shadow readings, but I feel the need to say it. So there you go. Okay. But I'm going to address this as if this is you. So I feel like the two of you may have actually gotten married very young. It's possibility that you haven't been with anybody else, okay? You haven't had many, if any, other partnerships, okay? So we're talking years and years and years of investment here. Like, for some of you, we're talking 30 years, easy. Between 3 and 30 years, which I know is a huge range, but that's what I've got, okay? At minimum 3 years, at maximum probably about 30 years of being married, okay? And I feel like for some of you, especially because you're older, there's a lot of concerns about, okay, I'm leaving this person, but what happens now? You know, some of you may have been working in the home versus working out in the economy, but, you know, and your partner was out with a regular job, if you will, but you supported the family by working in the home, making sure things were kept up, making sure, you know, children were fed, you know, the house is kept up, so on, so on, so forth, you know. So this is someone who's possibly a homemaker, okay? So there's some concern about, like, I'm divorcing this person. It means that I am gonna have to move my way out into the workforce. And there's concerns about that, okay? One second. Yeah, and there's some concerns about that, but you understand that moving forward is the best option for you, okay? That this partnership is no longer growing, the two of you are no longer happy, but it's coming to that reconciliation of the fact that this is happening and trying to prevent yourself from feeling like you just wasted 30 years of your life. You didn't waste 30 years of your life, okay? You were meant to learn something from this person. You are meant to grow. And I'm sure once you do this work, this internal shadow work, okay, regarding the situation, you're going to realize that you did grow. There is something that you gained in this marriage, even though it's over. And it sucks that it's over. But you still gained something. Okay? And You know, it's tough, especially if we really are talking about a couple that has been together for 30 years. This person has become your best friend. It's like, how are you supposed to work through that, you know? And the thing is, I don't necessarily have an answer for you, except for take it one day at a time, okay? But I do feel like there's just a lot up in the air for you right now. How to divide things up, what type of job you should be going for, if you should. You know, do you want to invest more time, or do you actually want to walk away? I feel like for some of you, you're walking away. Like this is a divorce that's happening, okay? And it's almost like you spent so much time with this person trying to keep this marriage from falling on the rocks. And I feel like, at least for the last 6 years, it's probably been heading that way, okay? And you've been trying to fill everybody else's cup, and it's now time for you to fill your own, okay? So let's look at where this is putting you on your path of ascension, okay? Interesting. Okay, so the card we got is how much good can you handle? Explore the upward spiral of grace. So for some of you, if things have been looking a little funky, feeling a little funky for some time, and again, I feel like this is coming back to you giving so much of yourself and not getting enough in return that you feel depleted. I do feel like you making this choice to walk away is going to allow that goodness to come in. You do have good coming in. I am seeing that here, okay? It's just getting through this tough part, all right? So looking at the suggested shadow work for you, okay? We have peaceful among thorns. Oh my gosh, this is extremely fitting for this reading. Okay, and before even looking in the book, because I always tend to look in the book for this particular deck especially, but before even looking at the book, you've got a lot of 8s going on in this reading. 8 might be a significant number for you, okay? Yeah, there's at least 3 8s in this reading. Which is always indicative of change. And again, like I was saying earlier, it's divinely instituted change. Okay? Anyways, always me getting distracted by numbers. So, peaceful among thorns, I feel like it's talking about learning to be at peace with yourself, being at peace with the decisions that you are making to move on towards something that is good for you. Okay, I feel like you're someone who, I would say for most of your life, including in childhood, always considered, you know, other people. Were they happy? Were they taken care of? Making sure that you could do what you could for them. Okay, and now it's time to take care of you and be at peace that you can't be there for other people right now because you need to be there for yourself. Okay, let's pop into the book. So this represents the first quarter. And the stage for this particular card is acceptance. Again, like I said, very fitting. So it says the spiritual can't solve the material, but it can transcend it. So a lot of you might be turning back to spiritual practices to help get yourself centered and get yourself grounded as you're going through this. And that is actually what your suggested shadow work is to find a way to come back to center. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and look at your timing to see when this is all gonna kind of come to pass, and see if you were to start your shadow work today, this month, this week, whenever you watch this video, when you can expect to see or feel some progress in your situation, okay? Perfect. Okay. Excuse me. So it says the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So between the first quarter moon and the waxing moon, if you were to start this work now, whenever you're watching this reading, of course, start whenever you're ready, no pressure, okay? But whenever you start this work, between the first quarter moon and the waxing moon is when you're going to start to feel a change in yourself and a change in your life. And I feel like specifically for you, Scorpio, that's when this idea of acceptance becomes more than an idea and more of a lifestyle for you. Okay? But acceptance is the name of the game here, and that is what's suggested for you for shadow season, for this shadow season. Okay? So with that, we're going to go ahead and call it here. I hope this reading helps, Scorpio. I sincerely hope it did, and I'm so sorry if this is if this is resonating for you and you are currently going through a divorce. I imagine that is very, very tough. Okay, but you can get through this. Just come back to center. Okay, come back to center. So if you did get anything out of this, don't forget to like and share. And of course, definitely subscribe because there's more videos coming out as always. All right. So with that, your peace literally is your power, Scorpio. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Bye.